This is INCRadio DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Made in Australia.
Good day, mates. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone watching our wonderful show, whether you're here in Australia, in the Philippines, or in other parts of the world. Welcome back to another episode of Made in Australia, the flagship show of INCradio's Australia Satellite Studio. Once again, I am your wonderful brother Hans Natividad from the local congregation of Stirling here in the Ecclesiastical District of Western Australia, coming to you live from this beautiful land down under the great southern land of Australia. It is a beautiful sunny day to have another good chat and good times while learning from our wonderful guests. And today we are shining the spotlight particularly on a hobby that teaches us to stay calm down under pressure and also to think not just one, but multiple steps ahead. We will be going into a hobby called Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. We will be hearing stories from the mat, moments that shaped our guest's journey, and how Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or BJJ, has become a space for growth, connection, and steady confidence here in Australia. And as usual, I am not alone. I am joined by another wonderful and handsome host coming all the way from the Eastern Coast. Let's all welcome Brother Morgan. Hello, Brother Morgan.
Yes, Brother Hans, you are too kind. It is amazing to be here this afternoon for INCradio Made in Australia. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are tuning in from. We hope you are having a wonderful day. I am Brother Morgan Goodfellow from the local congregation of Townsville in the Ecclesiastical District of Queensland, the Great Southern Land, Australia. So for those of us who aren't too familiar with what Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is, today is a perfect chance to learn. We don't really know the ins and outs of it yet, but that's what makes this episode so exciting. We'll hear straight from our guest about what BJJ or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is really like, what happens on the mat, and why people enjoy it so much. So stay with us. We're learning right alongside you. We would also like to say a quick thank you to all of our viewers.
From the bushland to the beaches and everywhere in between, let's thank this week's Mates of Mia.
So a big thank you to all of our mates of Mia or mates of Made in Australia. We appreciate all of your support. And with all the support that's coming in from our early birds in our live chat within YouTube, we'd love to give you a big shout out too. So a quick shout out to Sister Dirigi Beltran from the local congregation of Ellenbrook, who joined us before the start of the program. A big thank you, Sister, for joining us so early. Sister Renalyn Embargo, who says, happy watching Port from Melbourne. We have Carl Lans Bing, who says, happy Sunday, everyone, from Shepparton. Happy Sunday, Brother Lance. We have Car Jenilyn Inquito from Ellenbrook. Thank you for tuning in, sister. We have Sister Yana Garcia from Adelaide. Good afternoon to you, sister. We hope you are having a wonderful day. We have Car John Abanilla, who says, happy viewing to all of our brethren, and greetings from Brother Jomel and family of Brother Jomel in Queen's Park. Thank you for joining us, brother. We have Car Sis Charine Lorenzo from Toowoomba. Thank you for tuning in today. We also have a few birthday greetings today from our very handsome brother Hans's personal family group. We have Ka Ate Gina Natividad, who is Brother Hans's mum, who is celebrating their birthday on December 12th. We have Ka Kelso, Sister Celine Almadova, who are celebrating their birthday December 13. Ka Arvin Balaza, who is celebrating their birthday December 11. And Sister Alexis Cudero who has just celebrated their birthday December 20th. So a big happy birthday and belated birthdays to all of our guests joining us here today. A special greeting to the District CFO or Christian Family Organization Overseer of Queensland, Brother Mark Raniel Caseo, who says, "We love INC Radio." Brother, thank you so much for all of your support, for constantly sharing our links. Your support means everything to us. A big shout out to Brother Mark's wife, Sister Rhea Caseo, for all of your support as well. For our links and our episodes are viewed widely because of your support. So a big thank you to both of you. And last but not least, we have Sister Liberty Turok, one of our producers for INC Radio Made in Australia, who says, "Happy INC Radio Australia Hour." For Brother Hans, we have so much support coming in so early. It's good to see.
Definitely, Brother Morgan, and I'm looking forward not just to our guests, but also to all of our audience who will be listening with us very well. And speaking of birthday greetings, Mom, I know you'll be watching me later. Thank you very much for being one of RT Radio's biggest supporters. I love you very much, Mom. I want to see you again. Please come here again in Australia. And in saying that, everyone, let us all stay tuned, because right now you are watching Made in Australia, brought to you by INC Radio's Australia Satellite Studio, one of the official satellite studios of INC Radio.
Made in Australia.
I really love watching Made in Australia because it not only helps me discover new things, but it serves as our family bonding time.
Well, Made in Australia is just so versatile. It has everything. It showcases all the different congregations and GWSs of Australia, all of their talents, their hard work, life advices, everything like that. Getting to know all the brethren all across the country is just so beautiful to see. They also give so many advices like renting, investing, businesses. I remember one episode about your essentials in a long drive, and that's definitely needed in Australia. It also showcases Australia as well. All the different cities, all the beautiful scenics. It's just so beautiful to watch. And it's just, you can learn so many things from these episodes.
Made in Australia.
Yes, welcome back to INC Radio Made in Australia, brought to you by INC Radio Australia Satellite Studios. A big shout out to all of our viewers tuning in today. Continue to share us your thoughts. Keep on commenting. I'll be with you there in a live chat session. For now, let's get started with today's episode.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Brother Morgan. And we're looking forward to our wonderful guest today, because he will be introducing us into this beautiful world of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Even I myself am curious, because it's not a topic that's often discussed every day or in a more mainstream setting. So I would really love to know what BJJ is all about. And in saying that, we'd love to introduce to you our wonderful guest today. Hello there, Brother Hart. Please introduce yourself and show us a little bit of your background.
Hello, Paul. My name is Hartnett Fran. I am a choir member. I'm also a children's worship service teacher, as well as Kadiwa president. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, for Brother Hart. And which local congregation are you from, Paul?
Local congregation of Maddington, Ecclesiastical District of Western Australia.
Beautiful. And also shout out to our brethren from the local congregation of Maddington here in my home district of Western Australia. To everyone in WA, hello po, and welcome to our stream today. Now let's get straight into the thing, Brother Hart, because a lot of our viewers right now are actually asking what BJJ is all about. Could you please give us a little bit of an understanding and description of what BJJ is?
Yes. So Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or BJJ is a grappling and a strategic kind of movement. It's more of like grappling, tackling, and things like that. Yes.
Okay, so it's in saying that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is, I believe, a martial art then?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Perfect.
It's very different compared to boxing or taekwondo, stuff like that.
Beautiful. And we'd love to find out a little bit more about it. And in saying that, I believe we also have a video here. And Kuya Tek will also play us a video of actually our Brother Hart. also putting on his uniform and what it looks like po. So Kuya Tech, let's roll that video for us, please.
In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the gi is the traditional uniform worn during training and competition. It's made of thick cotton and includes a jacket, pants, and the belt that shows your rank. The gi isn't just clothing, it becomes part of the sport. Practitioners use the sleeves, collar, and pant legs to control, grip, and execute techniques. Because of this, gi jiu-jitsu focuses heavily on patience, precision, and technical control rather than speed alone.
All right, so Brother Hans, and to our audience joining us today in that short clip, we saw Brother Hartnett putting on his gi or his uniform for BJJ or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the topic of today's discussion if you're just joining us. Brother Hartnett, in that video that we saw you, as you were showing us your uniform as you begin your session of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's a bit of a tongue twister, that one. Can you give us a bit of an understanding of what the importance of your uniform is when it comes to combat, essentially, your when you go for your training or your sparring when against other opponents, and a bit of an understanding of your level within the BJJ community?
Yes, so Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or BJJ, it's essentially wear your gi for tradition. It's also a tradition as well as representing your club. That's why, so from centuries ago to until now, they maintain to keep that tradition of wearing a gi. And yes.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. And so we also got a bit of an understanding that when it comes to your gi, it's also used as part of your training. Can you kind of give us an understanding in that regard?
Yes, so it's so since it's a grappling movement, and both of the opponents, you and the opponent, are wearing gi, you essentially grab their gi while they attempt to grab yours, and you try to grapple each other or take each other down. Well, whoever goes down first, that's when you can attack them, because since again jiu-jitsu is a strategic and a grappling sort of martial arts.
Amazing, Brother Hart, and I can't wait to unpack your journey, so as to say, as we delve deeper into today's discussion. So firstly, we want to understand, how did you first discover Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Was it through a friend, school, fitness, or just out of curiosity?
Yes, so actually I have no idea or a concept of what jiu-jitsu or BJJ. I have no idea what it is. I mean, back then I already know other martial arts because of, like movies. So I know the idea of what Kung Fu, Muay Thai, kickboxing, or Taekwondo. I know all those sorts of stuff. But when the martial arts of BJJ, I have never heard it before. And actually, my friend from high school, he trains jiu-jitsu. So he was actually the one who kind of introduced me to that martial arts. So that's when I was curious, like, I've never heard of it before. So they got me curious.
So your friend kind of introduced you to jiu-jitsu, and then you kind of involved yourself into Brazilian jiu-jitsu, if I'm not mistaken. Is there a difference between the two?
Yes, it's just more of it's like a shorter word of saying it, but essentially, yes. So my martial arts, it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That is different to Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. And yeah, because it derived from Jiu-Jitsu in Japan. And it's over time, it's been developed into what is now Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, amazing, Brother Hans. It sounds like it's a jiu-jitsu foundation, but from all across the world, they've kind of developed their own techniques, which I'm very excited to kind of unpack and extract from Brother Hartnett today.
Oh yes, definitely, Brother Morgan. I'm very interested with those differences also with Japanese and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I did look it up a little bit before we started the show. And I think it also had something to do with the history of how it all started. I think there was a Japanese jiu-jitsu master who started it all the way in Brazil because he is of both Japanese and Brazilian descent, and just for everyone's reference. Now, in saying that, I'm actually curious, Brother Hart, because he did show us a little bit about your gi, which is your again for reference, your uniform, and you've also got different colors and stripes on it. Could you tell us a little bit more about those belt colors and the stripes and exactly what they mean, just so we have an idea of what it is?
Yes. So currently, I'm actually white belt for stripes. Those you start off as a basic level, which is just a white belt. That's the most basic as you can get, which getting the foundations in. After that, once you reach full four stripes of your white belt, then you level up to blue belt, and same thing happens. It will be purple belt and then brown belt, which eventually it will give you to a black belt, which is advanced level of martial arts.
And now with the stripes, I think I saw about four stripes. What exactly do those stripes denote, Brother Hart?
Yes, so four stripes, it's basically means your journey throughout your BJJ career, and it's more like a level up in a sense where when you uh, when you start off as a white belt, just a basic white belt, and you get to learn all the things, the foundations. That's when you can rank up into a white belt. So that when you rank, that means you have already progressed. That means you're better than you were before, and so on and so forth.
Interesting. And I think it makes me want to ask, since it's definitely a rank system, and you definitely have to work your way to get into those higher points. Whenever you're doing a BJJ match, exactly how do you get graded, or how do you score a point so you can get a win over your opponent?
So usually, there's obviously when it comes to competition, there are rules. When a takedown, they'll give you 2 points. But if you're talking about getting a stripe, it's more so on your club. If your club uh, noticed, or the head coach noticed that you've improved and that you've leveled up, then your next grading, as what they call in their club, you'll be graded to your new stripe. And then once you keep improving and you continue to succeed and improve and get better, then they'll continue adding tape or stripe until you reach four stripes. Once you've reached four stripes, then that's when you can level up into a new colored belt, such as blue, purple, or brown.
I think there's a lot to uncover there, brother Morgan. And so far, there's a lot of interest going on with the sport, I think.
Yeah, absolutely, Brother Hans. It's so exciting. Brother Hartnett obviously has a bit of experience as a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artist. He's a white belt with four stripes, moving on to his blue belt shortly. Brother, in your experience, what made you decide to try your first class? Was there any hesitation, and what were your expectations kind of getting into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Yes. So at first I was very hesitant. I've never, because I didn't have the concept of what the martial arts is and what BJJ is. So it's very it's unexpected. It's very new. So yeah, I was very hesitant when I first tried, but then as I stayed and joined more classes, that's when I can, okay, it's a good thing to have as your self defense for yourself.
So getting into it, you kind of dipped your foot in the water to kind of test the waters essentially, and once you kind of realize, oh, this is feeling all right, you got more into it, and obviously you've progressed through your stripes. I'm moving on to your blue belt shortly, Brother Hartnett. So it's amazing to see you've taken a shine to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. How would you describe BJJ to someone who's never seen it before? Is it more technique based? Are there strategies that we should understand, or is it strength based? Brother Hartnett.
Yes, it's a bit of both technique and strategy based. And to describe it, or the essential analogy, basically BJJ is folding clothes while person is still wearing them. That's essentially what BJJ is to someone who's never heard of it.
Brother Hart, that for me, that's a first. I've never heard that analogy before. Essentially, it's like trying to fold clothes while somebody is wearing them. And it definitely
Yes.
draws out your curiosity. So essentially, that's kind of what the purpose of your gi is for as well. Is that correct?
Yes. So basically, you try to choke your opponent with their clothes. So you're using their own clothes against them in a sense.
Yeah, right. No, very interesting. We'll dive deeper into that aspect of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu shortly. We understand you have a lot of etiquettes and safety when it comes to obviously, as you had mentioned, you're trying to fold your opponent's clothes while he's still wearing them. When you're kind of beginning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Brother Hart, is there some things that you have to learn first? Basic positions, rolling, safety, etiquette, etc.?
Yes. So as a beginner, like when you first getting into BJJ, you would get the most basic moves. So because essentially BJJ is a self-defense martial arts, because it's not a striking martial arts unlike boxing or kickboxing or even Muay Thai. It's basically like grappling and trying to choke them. So the basic movement is throwing the opponent off balance. So essentially, if you're out in the street and some attacker decided to do something funny and attack you, they would be on top of you. So BJJ would be, how do I get this person off of me without hurting myself and them? So yeah, so it's mostly a off balance stuff, and there are some submissions you get to learn as a beginner, but over time there are certain movements that you can't do and you can't learn, which you need to develop in order to learn that movement.
Right. So, Brother Hans, to our audience, it sounds like there's a lot more behind the scenes when it just comes to obviously grappling your opponent and trying to make them submit, essentially. When it comes to competitive sports, especially within Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, as we're discussing today, and a lot of foundations that need to be built first by the sounds of it, Brother Hans.
Oh yes, definitely, Brother Morgan. And while you and Brother Hart were talking, I was at the back of my head. It's the same thing that Brother Hart had said a while ago. Kept playing in my head, which is BJJ is a lot like folding someone's clothes while they are still wearing them, and it's very funny and catchy at the same time too. That it makes me think also. In saying that, Brother Hart, are there any specific rules that we should avoid, that anyone doing BJJ should avoid? Like, particularly with, are there any specific parts of your opponent's clothes that you have to be careful with, or or you're even prohibited in touching on? Because I think with certain martial arts like wrestling, there are specific spots that players are not allowed to take because it will severely compromise their opponents. Are there any specific points in a gi that you're not allowed to grab onto, or are there any moves you're not allowed specifically to execute on?
Yes, there are many moves, certain moves that you're prohibited to do, that you're not allowed to do whatsoever. Even though the move is there, it's more of the etiquette of you're trying not to hurt your opponent. You're not trying to ruin their whole career, not for them to walk again or not move. It's essentially you're trying to submit them. It's whether you're trying to choke them or trying to break their arms or their limbs. That's not essentially what you're trying to do. You're just trying to put a pressure enough for them to feel that, hang on, there's a tension here that I don't like, I should tap out. That's essentially it. You can't, and as soon as the opponent decided to tap, that's when you can let go. If they decided not to tap, that's kind of on them, but it's also how you control the pressure of that movement. So yeah, so there are certain moves. For example, if there's a certain leg submissions where a white belt can perform, but that's when they reach a certain stripe. Maybe when they reach like third stripe or fourth stripe, there's a certain leg movements, leg submissions that they can do. However, there's an instance where your knee or the heel of your foot is being twisted. That as a white belt, you're not allowed to do that. Whereas someone who's a blue belt, because they have more experience, or purple belt, they can perform that because they know the risk, they know when to apply and when to stop that submission.
I see. So there's a lot of technicalities going on there, and it does look like that. It does seem like, by the way you explained it, it does seem like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is mostly a not just a grappling, but also a submission-based martial art. Correct me if I'm wrong with that. Did I get it right, Brother Hart?
Yes, yes. So it's just whenever in self defense, or if you're into competition, want to be competitive, yes, you would want to submit them, but yes, you don't want to end their career right then and there.
Definitely, yes. And yeah, enough with the digression. That's a lot of different interesting points, especially as I started getting a lot into watching mixed martial arts lately. That's why I'm starting to take a lot of interest in these tiny things also. Now, in saying that, also, we'd like to get a little bit of an understanding about how it looks like when you train and when you go to your martial art club to to not only do your training but also your competitions. Can you walk us a little bit about how your typical class looks like? So, including whatever warm ups or drills or also cool down, and how long a usual class or session would take you, Brother Hart.
Yes, so at the moment, since for me, for my class, for the club, is that there's per week, there's usually a two days per week of jiu-jitsu training BJJ. On the first day, which is like, for example, Monday or maybe Wednesday, they can it starts at 6, when and that's for goes for 1 hour, and 1 hour is basically just basic training for all the fundamentals, all the beginners, whether you're just starting out or you want a refresh, everything will be in that time frame. So from 6 p.m. and it'll go on for until 7 p.m. And once the 7 p.m. strikes, that's when all the advanced and medium and advanced to master level of class, where you learn all the advanced movements that a white belt are not allowed to perform. So, and that's where you can see all the other colored belts. Like other people, you can see someone's wearing blue belt, someone's wearing purple or brown. And usually the ones that will teach a beginner class, it can be a black belt, but it can also be a brown belt or anyone who have experience that can teach a beginner. Whereas in the advanced class, only a black belt will teach that class.
It looks like there's a lot of different levels to that, Brother Hart, and looking at not just exactly the schedules that go on, but also the level of training that people do within those time schedules. And I think, Brother Morgan, it fascinates me how Brother Hart also has a lot of different schedules that he also plays along with, and it also becomes noticeable the people who are just about to start getting into BJJ versus those who are actually more experienced are now looking to train more at a competitive level, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely, Brother Hans. And to our audience who are just joining us today, our topic this evening or this afternoon, this morning, wherever you may be tuning in from, is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, as we extract Brother Hartnett Fran's experience in his journey within the BJJ or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu community. And so, Brother Hartnett, what is the typical, what does a typical class look like for you now that you're kind of, you're obviously 4 stripes into your white belt, about to transition into your blue belt. During your class, do you have warm-ups, drills, rolls, and cool downs? What does a typical class look like for you?
Yes. So for me, it's actually I stayed there for 2 hours. So I go on both beginner class and advanced class, because I've learned I've been long enough where I can join with the advanced groups. And so for the beginners, they would do a warm up where you're basically just move your whole body, or just move your legs, move your arms, stuff like that, just so you can prepare before you can do your movement. And after that, the class finishes, you'll move on to advanced class. And after the advanced class, there will be a rolling, what they call rolling, where after you've learned the movement of that evening, now you would get to perform that on your mate, on your partner, where you can roll with them and do your movement. You can also when they say roll, it's kind of like sparring. You're sparring with your friend, with your partner, and after that, you're basically doing it like, I want to learn this move, or you guys just want to tackle each other, and until one of you guys get tired from moving all day.
Yeah, amazing, Brother Hart. And so much to unpack from you, bro. And we appreciate you sharing us your experience today. Brother Hans, our live chat is just overflowing with support for Brother Hartnett.
Oh yes, definitely, Brother Morgan. And yes, Brother Hart, there's so many commenters and also they are commending you as well for that. We'll quickly go through them right now. We're starting off with one of our resident ministers from over there in Queensland, Brother Morgan. We have Brother Marvin John Razon from the local congregation of Toowoomba and his wife, Sister Diana, who are both tuning in right now saying happy viewing po. And we also have a lot of other brethren, Brother Raymond Mabula, from Shepparton, happy watching for We Love INCRadio. Sister Cest Cuerdo from the local congregation of Queen's Park. Happy viewing for brethren. Brother Jason Mana from Adelaide. Brother Raymar, happy viewing for from Donnybrook. Brother Marvin Ferrer from Melbourne, happy viewing. Sister Pam Choi, happy Sunday, Shepparton. Yes, it is a very happy Sunday. Sister Yvonne Garcia from Adelaide. Sister Virgie Mabula, We Love INC Radio from Shepparton. Thank you very much for Shepparton local congregation for your constant love and support. We also have Sister Era Texon from Toowoomba. Again, happy viewing for We Love INC Radio. Sister Evelyn Vivas, We Love INC Radio, made in Australia from Wyndham local congregation in Victoria District. Sister Cheryl Sena, who used to be one of our guests from Dean Park local congregation. Sister Lori Kate Salomon, happy viewing from Townsville, Brother Morgan. And then we have Brother June Vivas. Hello and regards to everyone. And as well as Sister Olive Umali, happy viewing to all brethren, both from Wyndham. Brother Chico Lorenzo from Toowoomba. Sister Maylin Ramos from Queen's Park. Brother Lan Cortez. Brother Marvin Del Rosario from Townsville. Brother Ruben Nepomuceno from Port Adelaide. All reading happy watching both. As well as Brother John Sedilio. Hello po to all brethren around the world from Toowoomba. Sister Florence Simangan. Hello po brethren, happy viewing everyone from Donnybrook local congregation. Sister Rose Hart, happy viewing po. Kapatid na Rose de Leon po. So Sister Rose de Leon from Palmerston City up in the Northern Territory and also part of Western Australia District. Sister Desiree May Patawik, happy viewing po to all brethren from Kalgoorlie, which is about 8 hours east of the entire Metro Perth area. Brother Lornel Belieza from Queen's Park and Brother Hayden Belieza from Queen's Park. Happy viewing po to everyone. Sister Grace Apolinar, good afternoon for all brethren from Kalgoorlie, and Brother Samuel Villapane, happy watching from Donnybrook. And I believe we also have a few wonderful pictures as well from some of our loyal viewers as well, including Brother Mark Reniel Kiseo from Queensland po, the Christian Family Organization's coordinator from Queensland. There's very, very cute photos as well. And we are very much happy, Brother Hart, Brother Morgan, with all of our viewers. Keep pouring out your comments and shout outs. And if you also have similar stories or anything you would love to talk about martial arts, not just BJJ, feel free to post them out in the story and we will also engage with you over there.
Yeah, absolutely, brother Han. So much support coming in from all of our loyal supporters there in live YouTube chat. Continue to send through your comments about martial arts and your support for Brother Hartnett Friend, our guest joining us today from the local congregation of Maddington. If you haven't already, don't forget to click the like, share, and subscribe button, that little notification bell, to stay up to date with all of INC Radio Made in Australia's updates. We'll continue our discussion shortly. For now, we're going to a quick break, so stay tuned because you're watching Made in Australia, brought to you by INCRadio Australia Satellite Studio, one of the official satellite studios of INC Radio. G'day, and welcome to Gift of the Gab, where we expand our vocabulary and explore new words. Today's word is vigorous. The core meaning of vigorous is to be strong, healthy, and full of energy. It describes an action or effort that is dynamic, forceful, and intensely active. When something is described as vigorous, it implies a powerful, spirited execution. It is done with great physical strength, mental energy, or determined intensity, showing vitality and robust activity. We, as members of the Church of Christ, engage in the spread of the gospel with vigorous effort. We treat each opportunity to share the good news with passion and dynamism, because we want to diligently fulfill the Lord God's Great Commission. Thanks for listening to Gift of the Gab. We hope these words continue to inspire you as we delve deeper into unique literature each week. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
Made in Australia.
All right, and welcome back to Made in Australia, brought to you by INCRadio Australia Satellite Studio. Today's discussion is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with our beloved guest, Brother Hartnett Friend, from the local congregation of Maddington in Western Australia. He's shared with us his experiences, his beginnings, and is now enlightening us the values of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So as we continue our discussion with Brother Hartnett, we want to get a bit of an understanding of one of the most memorable moments from your BJJ or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu journey that you will never forget. For instance, maybe there was a breakthrough that you had, a challenge that you were able to overcome, a funny story, or even just a proud achievement, Brother Hartnett.
Yes, so one of the memorable achievement is that my competition that I did this year, when I first did it, is very exhilarating. Everyone is so focused. Everyone is so hyped, and yeah, that's what I guess I won't forget that when I first taste of competition.
All right. So in your competition, brother, did you come out victorious? There's some lessons you were able to learn. Give us a bit of insight in regards to your experience within your first competition.
Yeah. So although I didn't win first prize, at least I get to go home with something such as a bronze medal. And yeah, it gives me more understanding that there's more room for improvement, that I get to learn, so next time when I compete again, I will improve, do my best, do my hardest, and hopefully get a win.
Yeah, absolutely, Brother Hartnett. Our theme lately on INC Radio has been lessons learned. There's no such thing as loss, only learning curves, and you're learning from those mistakes, which greatly contribute to your progression. Bronze, silver, or gold, Brother Hartnett, a win is a win. Is that your medal behind you that we can see?
Yes, yes, that one right there. Yes, it's my medal, the one that I got. It's the bronze one that I did around June or July this year.
Amazing. Brother Hans, it's awesome to be able to take home basically a certificate of victory, isn't it?
Oh, definitely, Brother Morgan. And I do love that that the medal's just hanging there for everyone to see. And from us here in INC Radio, congratulations, a belated congratulations to you, Brother Hart. Well done to you. And please continue on with your wonderful journey. Now, in saying that, we would also like to know about how, since you gotten into BJJ and it's been a while now already, how has it helped you develop your discipline and confidence, not just in by participating in this sport, but also all of these lessons? How were you able to apply all this in your daily life?
Yeah, so it made me disciplined in a sense that that means I get to work harder and I get to basically be fit, be healthier. And also, it gained my confidence exponentially, where, like, compared from not knowing to how to defend myself, now that I have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I get to learn that I can defend myself since it is a self-defense martial arts. So that gives me the confidence that I need, that when someone decided to, confront, like, aggressively, or with to a stranger, to a random person, at least I know in myself that I can protect myself if things did turn differently.
Definitely. And that's something that I love seeing from people who get into martial arts. And that is why also I've been looking to get into martial arts personally myself, because for the longest time I've actually been contemplating which sport I should start getting into, and boxing was the first that came into my mind, not just because of how easily accessible it is, but also of the very same things that you said, Brother Hart. It also has to do with getting confident and also being able to know that you could defend yourself whenever you need to do so. And in saying that, how has getting into BJJ changed the way you see your own movement, and how capable you are of getting into the flow of moving around? How has it improved your fitness overall?
Yeah, it improved that. It made me more stronger. It's definitely made me be faster and more durable. And if you're getting into a martial arts, such as you wanted to do boxing or wrestling or anything, I guess the first martial arts, or the first two martial arts that I think anyone should learn, is either boxing or kickboxing and BJJ, because at least with boxing and kickboxing, you already have the basic punches, like you know how to throw a punch, you know how to throw a kick. And if someone decided to tackle you to the ground, that's where BJJ comes into play, where you can grab their sleeve, grab their arms, and yeah, you can defend yourself. That being said, yeah, it helps me, like, be more flexible, like, because there's so many stretching and so many warm-ups, to the point where my legs or the hamstrings and my arms felt natural, like all relaxed. And the coordination, because you get to it helped you to be more to think clearly under pressure, which is essentially what BJJ is.
That definitely, there's a lot to learn and also a lot to appreciate, not only with, again, being able to do the sport, but also improving the overall fitness, Brother Morgan. Now, before we get into a little bit more, we're actually getting a little bit of a shout out, actually. So we do have the local congregation of Mackay there in Queensland, Brother Morgan, along with Queensland's district supervising minister, Brother Orly Mackayan, who is current, and all of them are currently having their Christian Family Organizations Fun Day. And on top of that, they are watching us live. So shout out to everyone in the local congregation of Mackay who are actively watching us at the very moment. And we also would like to give our shout outs to Brother Mark Kiseo, their Christian Family Organizations overseer, as well as Brother Marvin Razon, the resident minister of Toowoomba local congregation. I think, Brother Morgan, we're getting a lot of love for today's episode.
Yeah, absolutely, brethren. Continue to send through all of your support for Brother Hartnett Fran. It takes a lot of courage to come up here on stage, basically to share his experience, and he's giving us vital pieces of life lessons through his experience. So a big shout out to Brother Hartnett Fran, who is joining us today. Brother Hartnett, as we continue our discussion, we want to get a bit of an understanding of any challenges you may have had to have faced during training and how you're able to kind of handle them. For instance, during your sparring sessions, have you ever come across injuries, some tough rolls essentially, or even maybe some mental blocks?
Yes. So as you develop your jiu-jitsu journey, you can't avoid injuries. Even though it's whether you're starting out, eventually you would feel that after training, when you go home, when you look in the mirror, you'll see gashes and like scratches. They don't hurt, but you'll think to yourself like, how did I how did I got this? And some other instances you can feel like, oh, when I move my neck, all of a sudden it hurts. So yeah, those are the challenging things. But eventually, with enough training and conditioning, you get used to it. And the challenging part for me is that when I competed, is that I actually have to eat less, or I have to eat in order to maintain my weight. Because when I competed, when I signed up to compete, it's they're looking for 76 categories, like 76 under. And since I was, when I starting out, I was about maybe 79 or almost 80 kilo. I have to lose weight drastically. That means I can't eat whatever my mom cooks. I'm not allowed to eat sinigang or adobo or all stuff like that. I made a meal plan where I have to only eat chicken breast or lean beef with rice and broccoli to maintain. And sometimes I have to do an intermittent fasting where I don't eat at all before I compete, just so that 76 weight division get accepted by the judges and the coaches. So those are the most challenging part. But now that I'm 76 kilo, I can lose weight now easily than before, because made I made sure that my body is enough to maintain that weight.
Yeah, it's amazing to hear you're able to stick to your discipline and your strict routine, Brother Hartnett, and that your body has been able to adapt to that routine. And now, I guess, through your progression, has been able to even help your movement, be able to help you spar in your weight class, essentially. So for all those who are out there thinking of maybe joining martial arts, the disciplinary value of it is highly regarded, and definitely give it a go if you guys are looking into that one. Brother Hans, in saying that, obviously our guest is missing out on some family traditional meals of the Philippines, adobo, sinigang. In having to miss out on those, it's still allowing him to all the more gain value through that discipline by the sounds of it.
Oh yes, definitely, Brother Morgan. And when I first heard that Brother Hart sometimes has to cut down on the sinigang and adobo, in my head I was like, oh, I have to be careful when eating then, because I will also probably go through the same thing too. But yeah, hopefully I'll be careful enough to not overeat once I actually start doing my martial arts as well. Now, in saying that, Brother Hart, now that there's also these challenges also and other things that you do also have to put aside so you could get better in your sport, what keeps you motivated particularly to continue your BJJ training year after year? And this could include maybe your goals and even your support systems. What exactly motivates you to continue with this?
Yeah, so at the moment, the reason that I continue to train is because I'm thinking of competing again. So at the moment, my sole focus is to compete, and also to get better and get more, learn more moves, just so I can more techniques, more strategies, not only for competitiveness, but also for myself, for my self-defense training, for my safety. So those are the things that motivates me perform, to keep going. And yeah.
No, definitely. Actually, a lot of that self motivation definitely helps a lot, especially when it comes to looking at the bright side and the benefits of getting into sports. And it's not just BJJ, but also any other different martial art. Definitely helps build up that particular aspect. Now, going into a little bit more about support systems, we'd also like to understand a little bit more about the culture of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, particularly here in Australia. Can you talk to us a little bit about how that looks like and how much support there is, how wholesome and family-like it is, and maybe the amounts of competition and even the diversity of the overall communities? What is it like here, brother?
Yes, the club here is very diverse and very supportive. They're like your I wouldn't say your family, but they're like your close friends, like you've known them. Even though yes, they have different families, they're different backgrounds, and maybe they're even better than you in some ways or another. They would always be down to help you no matter what. If you ask for a move that you want to learn, they won't hesitate to stop and think about it. They'll just tell you, "Yep, I will gladly help you improve." And because there isn't really an ego, uh, at least from the clubs that I've been, there's no ego when it comes to jiu-jitsu. We're all equals, right? So whenever you ask for help or you helping someone, you're all treated as equals. And those are the things that I like, is that they're very supportive of you.
That we love to see that brotherhood. I love how it doesn't matter which background you come from. You may be good at a particular skill set or not, or you may be young or older. It doesn't matter as long as you're within the same space. Everyone gets the equal opportunity to build up and become the best. So that's why the community and strong support system is something that I did find fascinating. What do you think, Brother Morgan?
Yeah, absolutely, Brother Hans. To our audience, the value we've been able to extract from Brother Hartnett is only something you can gain from experiencing it yourself. It's almost something you can say to somebody but can't really understand until you've experienced yourself. But the way Brother Hartnett explains himself is almost, it puts you in the picture himself. And so where he said that, it's not about ego, it definitely drew out my curiosity. And essentially, I've done a bit of research on BJJ myself, and the philosophy behind BJJ is more of emphasizing growth through continuous learning, where ego is left at the door to support mutual improvement. So it's amazing to hear that Brother Hart's experience here in Australia, especially trying to get into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, has helped him progress from a beginning white belt. I believe he's 4th stripes in now, about to progress through to his blue belt. And the support here in Australia has just been overwhelming by the sounds of it to help him progress. So for anybody that's looking to get into a form of martial arts, BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Jiu-Jitsu in particular, whichever form it may be, don't be afraid to go out there and have a look, try it for yourself, because by the sounds of it, Brother Hartnett's experience is positive, and it seems to have brought out the best in him. So again, thank you so much for sharing your experience with us, Brother Hartnett. For our last question today, before we wrap up today's discussion with you, Brother Hartnett, we appreciate you joining us and taking the time to share your experience with us today. Was there any advice you would give to somebody who's thinking about attending their first class? What's the mindset they should have getting into the mat, sparring? Obviously, it's very close and personal. What's somebody to expect joining their first class, brother? And what tips of encouragement would you give them to kind of taking that initial step?
Yeah, so if you want to start out and try, always keep an open mind. See how if it's for you or if it's not for you, and always be ask questions. Try to ask as much questions. You're all learning, and plus we know if you're a beginner, we know that you're a beginner. So it's don't stress when you're afraid to ask. Don't afraid to ask questions like, oh, am I being annoying if I asking these questions, do these moves? No, it's not. we're helping you to improve you and to help you understand what Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is about. And also, it's natural to feel uncomfortable because yes, it's very different from what you've seen, like maybe online or compared to other martial arts that you've done. It's very different, so it's natural to feel a bit off or a bit uncomfortable. But yeah, so keep an open mind, try and see if it's for you, and you will do just fine. It will help you in the long run if you ask many questions.
Amazing, Brother Hartnett. Thank you so much for joining us today, sharing us your experience in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, allowing us to understand the values of BJJ and how it brought out the best in you. And for all the more supporting brethren and our viewers listening today to kind of take up a form of extreme sports, essentially, or even just a form of martial arts is very, very intriguing, brother. So before we wrap up today's discussion, is there anybody out there special you'd like to give a greeting to? And again, again, thank you for coming on today.
Yes, just I guess I would like to shout out my local congregation of Maddington, Ecclesiastical District of Western Australia. I would like to shout out the brethren in Maddington, Brother Viel, Brother AJ, Brother Stephen, Sister Shara. I would like to shout out my cousins and my families overseas. To my cousin there in Canada, Sister Prima Jane. Hello. I would like also to shout out my cousin in Birmingham, Brother Roy, and to our minister, Brother Emmanuel Era. Yeah.
Amazing, Brother Hart. And a big shout out to all of your supporters who have taken the time to join you on today's discussion. So much support flooding through on our live chat. And again, we look forward to seeing your progression, hopefully this time next year, Brother Hartnett, and maybe, who knows, you might be a black belt before we know it.
Yeah, we'll never know.
Great. Amazing, brother. Thank you so much. And as we wrap up today's discussion, brethren, we'll go on a quick game time segment. So for all of those who have been waiting for today's game time, let's jump into it.
It's game time. Let's play.
And welcome back to everyone's favorite segment, Game Time. It's been a while, and I'm actually looking forward to having another Game Time episode. So for everyone in the live chat, please type in your answers, and we will read it as we go.
That's right, Brother Hans. And don't forget to leave your full name, your local congregation. Today we'll only have one question as we are running short on time, but whoever gets this question correct will win today's INC Radio merchandise. So, Korea Tech, let's load up today's first question. All right. And so for our early bird listeners, this question was answered at the beginning of today's episode. So for all of our supporters who joined us first thing, you may know this one. Which color belt usually comes first in BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, for adults? Is it A, blue, B, white, C, purple, or D, black? While we wait for an answer in our chat, Brother Hans, after today's discussion, has it all the more inspired you to take up some form of martial art?
Oh, yes, definitely, Brother Morgan. And I think I have the answer for it. I would like to say I already am confident with it, but I'm not. So I'm just gonna assume, Brother Morgan, that I am a complete novice, which I really am. I'll probably go for white just because it looks neat. What do you think?
All right. I'd go with white, but again, it's not up to us. It's up to our live chat. Korea Tech, who's correct? The answer is B, white. Be sure to join next week's episode as we call out this week's winner as we go through today's answers. And before we wrap up today, we want to give a quick shout out to the local congregation of Townsville, who's joining us in their watch party as they host their Christian Family Organization Day, or CFO Day. A big shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for your support. And that wraps up today's episode. Stay tuned this season as we continue exploring what it's like to live, work, and thrive in the land down under.
And again, thank you very much to all of you, our viewers and commenters, as well as to our guest today, Brother Hart, for being with us today. To our Christian family organizations, thank you very much for giving us wonderful opportunities every week like this to produce wonderful episodes for INC Radio.
Absolutely. Again, and above all, we thank our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Iranio Vimanalo, and our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo Vimanalo. Until then, we'll see you all again next week. Take care.
Look who wants to do martial arts.